I'm going out with you tonight. Are you close to here? I'm feeling down, I don't know why. No, it's so surreal.
Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Also, welcome if you are new. So I'm showing you all the befores because this is what one day looked like of me having an extreme headache and not doing anything. This was when Bobby and the boys were still gone and it was just me and Freya. But I knew the very next day after I filmed this video, the boys were getting back. So I wanted to get the entire house done. This literally took me all day till I got up in the morning till that night to get this house completely, oh, and there's my culprit, completely back in order, cleaned from top to bottom. I don't know about you, but when I go on vacation, when I come home, I want to come home to a relaxing, clean space. So that's what I wanted to make sure was done before Bobby and the boys got home. So I always like to start in a part of the house that can be like an easier part so you get more instant gratification. So I was starting out in the bedroom, nothing too crazy. I had to make the bed. I wanted to make sure to dust and do all that extra stuff, but nothing too crazy in here. This is pretty basic. I do also want to point out the type of cleaning I did on this day is not something I do every single day. I would be exhausted and dead if I did this on a regular basis. This was definitely a much more thorough cleaning just to make sure everything was as good as possible. And I said this is one day. It's really like a day and a half because I've mentioned before, I'm not the greatest at those nighttime cleanings. When I get to them, I'm very happy because I do like to go to bed with my house clean, but often I'm just exhausted and I go to bed and I deal with it in the morning, and I'm totally okay with that. So this was a full day plus the night before, everything all in one. So definitely a lot going on here. My furniture in our bedroom is always dusty. I'm wiping this down practically daily just because the dog's hair gets everywhere. On this day wasn't too bad. Sometimes I will take like a dry Swiffer first to pull up as much as possible and then go in with a wipe. But on this day I was just going in with some Lysol wipes to give everything a quick wipe down. Kind of got to pick your battles, especially when you know there's a lot on your to-do list.
Makes no sense. Too much of emotions. Sometimes I'm the lighting. Don't wanna pick a fight with it. Everything seems so good. I guess I can't help myself. Would you call me if I'm in the dark?
If you look close, you can see Freya in the background. Actually, if you guys follow me on Instagram, you have seen on my stories the other day, Freya got into my makeup. She loves makeup, which I don't completely get where she got it from. I let her play with it. She loves it. Not really play with it. I will put makeup on her. But the other day she got in it and she had it all over her face. It was the cutest and funniest thing I've ever seen. She was sobbing, though, because she thought for sure she was going to get in trouble. And honestly, I just laughed. But she, when Bobby and the boys were going on, was definitely my little shadow. So if I was in the bedroom, she was within eyesight at all times. So on this day, she was playing with all my little makeup brushes in the bathroom while I was working on the bedroom.
Sometimes I'm broken. Too much of emotions. Sometimes I'm the lighting. Don't wanna pick a fight with it. Everything seems so good. I guess I can't help myself. Would you call me if I'm in the dark? I'm calling up
moving into the bathroom, nothing too crazy in here, putting away some of the vitamins that we use on a daily basis, and then just giving everything a really good wipe down. Nothing too crazy because it has just been me and Freya, but I knew everything could use a quick tidying up. Freya really did not want to get down from the counter. She was pouting at this point because she was having so much fun, but I knew I needed to get in there to wipe everything down, because even though it's just me and Freya, you still get the dust that builds up on it and just everything in general. So just making sure that all gets done. Once again, just using my Lysol wipes. These can just be so convenient. Sometimes when you have one cleaner that you can walk around and do multiple tasks with, is going to make it the easiest than having to grab multiple different cleaners and products and everything like that. So if you have a ton to get done, get something that's a really good multi-purpose so you're not constantly having to change out your cleaning products. Huge help in the end.
Thinking about the way that you know me. No one ever cared like you care for me. You're such a bright star in the dark space. Babe, it never worked out with the others. All we ever did was fight, and at one point I would never thought that I would meet someone like you. This time it's so.
And then I did take breaks throughout this day. It's always one of those things that I feel like when cleaning a filming video, filming a cleaning video, can't speak obviously, looks like I never break. I do take breaks. At that point, I turn on the robot vacuum to go in there. Freya and I went and played for a little bit, and then I came back in with the mop to finish up. It's kind of nice when I have the robot vacuum and stuff like that because it's a good excuse to take a break. I'll just turn that on. It's nice. It gets under the bed a lot easier than I can with a vacuum. And then I can come back and finish later and make sure that I'm never just working myself to death. Freya definitely needs the attention. So making sure that everything got done, but still taking care of baby girl and not exhausting myself.
This time it's all different. You got every little string on me. The way you make me feel is crazy. How did you get so fly? You got me like.
And then I've been using my go-to when it comes to mopping lately. I talk about it all the time, but I love pine sol. Original scent pine sol. Sometimes I use Tide and pine sol. Sometimes I use my thieves cleaner, but 9 times out of 10, if you see me mopping, it is with pine sol. I love the scent. And fun fact, it helps deter bugs. And we live in Florida, and I do not like bugs. So anything that I can do to help maintain a bug-free house is definitely a win in my book.
You got me like, my, my, my. You got me like, my, my, my. You got me like, there's no other than you now, baby. Nah, 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 'cause you got me like, my, my, my. Like, oh my God. My, my, my. You got me like, my, my, my. You got me like, there's no other than you now, baby. Nah, 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 'cause you got me like, my, my, my.
All right, and then after I was done in the bedroom and bathroom, I moved on to the kitchen. Like I said, this seems like a lot of dishes, and it is because it is actually all of the day before, plus the dinner even prior to that. So I am loading the dishwasher. I'm going to be cleaning all the pans and stuff, just getting it completely done. It had to have been something in the air that night before because I had a intense migraine. My mom actually messaged me and asked if I had a headache. and because she had a headache also. We both are very similar, where often if there's weather changes, it affects our head, and we were both just miserable that day before. I just pretty much laid on the couch and did absolutely nothing other than obviously taking care of Freya. But yeah, insane. Also, talking about Freya, can you guys believe she is going to be 3 next week? She turns 3 on Thursday, and that just seems insane to me. It feels like just yesterday that I was saying to you guys that I was pregnant with her, and now baby girl's turning 3 years old. She's super, super excited, and she wants a pink birthday. I'll be honest, I don't go insane when it comes to birthdays. I'm definitely not that Pinterest mom with the balloon arch and all the things. But I do always like to do something special for the kids, so I'm going to have to go and get a couple pink things for her. That way she can have her pink birthday. She pretty much reminds us on the daily that her birthday is coming up and that she wants a pink birthday. She doesn't say like princesses or anything like that. No, just pink.
Don't think that I'll ever forgive myself for losing you, or for losing you. Left our love up on those dusty shelves. Can't forgive myself for losing you. For losing you.
So I'm very happy. The first week of the boys being at school has gone so well. Obviously it's Friday, so they still have today, but the rest of this week has gone really, really well. And I feel like we're back into the groove of things, which is nice. It always takes me about that week to get the routine down and getting used to the new schedules, because obviously we have different bedtimes in the summer compared to the winter, different wake up times. I don't really care if my kids sleep in till noon in the summer. So changing all of those habits back to in bed early, electronics off at a decent time, up early, all of those things. It always takes a little while to get everyone back moving good. But the boys seem to really love their teachers this year, which always makes me happy. Most teachers are absolutely amazing, but you always have that fear of like that one teacher that doesn't work out. And that doesn't seem the case. They seem to both be doing really, really well. We did have a couple days where getting to school was a little, I don't know, we were just trying to figure it out. Xander's on safety patrol this year, so he has to be to school. Last year was 5 minutes early. This year it's the same time as the rest of the kids, but at the same time, you want them to be one of the first kids. So drop-off is at 7:25 is when they start being dropped off. So I need to be to school by about 7:20 to sit in line to make sure that he's one of the first kids out of the car to help with the safety patrol stuff. So they have I think they have about 30 different safety patrol kids. So his job is raising the American flag and then going into the cafeteria for breakfast, making sure all the kids are good in there. And then he also has different duties at the end of the day. He is super excited to be doing it, though. They trained him the end of last year because he is in 5th grade this year, which is crazy. Next year he's going to be in middle school. I don't know how I have a child going into middle school next year, but yeah. But after we got that all figured out, because the first day I was too early, the second day I wasn't early enough, and then by day 3, I think we got the timing figured out.
A little later on, but just for now, I keep dancing. He and his yellow brown eyes and the smile at this point got the air feeling vibrant, so vibrant, so vibrant.
quickly putting everything back on the counters. This is why, like, I love having decor out, and I definitely around the holidays have more than I normally would. But I try to make all my decor, not all, the majority of my decor in my kitchen to be practical stuff. So by my stove, it's my utensils and my salt and pepper and just a little plant. Obviously the plant's not practical. But the cutting boards, I grab those cutting boards every single day. In the corner, I have my fruit bowl and my egg holder. Most of the stuff over there is very practical because you really do have to move everything off your counters every once in a while. So I try not to have so much stuff that it seems like a huge chore to move everything. Because you guys know, kitchens are one of the dirtiest areas in your house. Maybe not disgusting wise like a bathroom, but if you're anything like me and you cook a lot, you have grease splatter and just stuff gets everywhere. And it doesn't matter if it's the cabinets on the other side of the kitchen, it just is always adding up, and being able to move everything to thoroughly clean the backsplash and the counters is really, really important to me. I've also been trying to section off my mopping. A lot of times I would do like the whole house, mop it all at once just so it's done. But knowing I had to do this entire house, getting it clean, I was just doing it room by room. This was a way to make sure that when I was done with one room, I didn't have to go in there again when it came to cleaning, and I could just check it off my list. I really wanted to work from one side of the house to the next. So as you can see, I worked from the furthest side, our bedroom and bathroom, into the kitchen, and worked my way over. I did kind of break that up a little bit when I go into the kids' rooms, only because I knew I wanted to do the main living area last. Once I knew we were all going to bed, there wouldn't be any more toys being brought out and all of that.
We go back, we go back, we go back, we're colliding. Losing track, even God knows I'm trying. Was it all make believe? Something you never needed? Or was it a thought? I don't know yet anymore. We go back, we go back, we go back, we're colliding. Hey. Losing track, even God knows I'm trying. Dangerous, selfish ways to love you more these days. We go back, we go back, we go back, we collide.
My little supervisor, making sure that I am not missing anything. Also, yes, I didn't do those center windows, so they actually have the screens on, and I just didn't feel like pulling that screening off. Where these side windows, they don't open, so they're just glass. That is why I changed that. We're actually going to be rearranging the backyard in a couple of weeks because Bobby wants to build new bird cages. The last bird cage I built is really nice and it works well for the birds, but we definitely learned from building that of ways we want to improve it and make it more storm-proof. Obviously, we live in Florida. Hurricanes are a thing. So we wanted to be able to secure it. And I wanted to, it's not a big patio back here by any means. But right now it's very cluttered between the duck pool and the bird cages and everything. So we wanted to be able to move stuff around and just get it a little bit better of a flow in our backyard. So hopefully within the next couple of weeks that will be coming up. But I also know it's going to be a pretty big project because I want to paint the shed back there, and then Bobby's going to build the new cages, and we got to paint those cages and everything, just everything going on. Part of the reason we want to build new cages also, though, is I have a friend down here who is an Asian couple that love the quail eggs. So they've been getting quail eggs from us, and now they have friends that want quail eggs also. So the other week they wanted a couple dozen, and I was like, me and my mom together didn't have enough eggs to give them as many as they were hoping to because they had friends in Orlando and Tampa they wanted to take some to. So Mom and I want to get more quail, especially since if they're telling their friends about our eggs and stuff, Just that way if people want them, we have them. Because obviously we use them also. So our family goes through probably about a dozen a day, which quail eggs are much smaller, obviously, than chicken eggs. So that seems crazy, but it's really not. So yeah, we're looking to do another hatch coming up soon. That way, if friends and family want eggs, we're more able to provide that. Now into the boys' room. The boys' room was not that bad because I had done a thorough deep cleaning of their room pretty much the day that Bobby and the boys left. But I did want to go in and give it a quick dusting, and I forgot to do the ceiling fan that day I deep cleaned it. So this day I wanted to go in and actually clean that ceiling fan because I noticed later that day when I went in there that their ceiling fan was dirty, and after doing all that cleaning, I just didn't get back into it. But knowing that they were coming home soon, this is also nice because the room just then smells really, really fresh because I just recently got in here and cleaned it all. Just a nice little thing. Like I said, when you're traveling, especially since we drive, it's always nice when you can come home and just relax. When things are clean and everything, it's so much easier to just kick back, relax, take a nap, whatever they needed to do.
Stay, gotta be alone. Let's talk. Meet me at the avenue. I don't need nobody else but me. It doesn't matter what you're gonna say. I just need time right now. I'm going alone tonight. I don't need nobody else but me. But I'm thinking about the way you move, the way you make me grounded. Thinking about the way you used to hold me. Like a stone in the water, sinking down, down, down. I'm still falling for you.
And then in this situation, their room was not that bad because I just, like I said, deep cleaned it. So I just sent in the robot vacuum. This allowed it to get any, you can see all the dust from doing the ceiling fan. It allowed it to do a basic mop on the floors and pick up any crumbs, dog hair, dust from the ceiling fan, everything like that. But I knew I didn't need to come back in here with the mop. It just wasn't necessary. No one's really been in this room. Well, I should say that Freya definitely spent time in their room, but usually it was just laying on their bed and watching TV.
Doesn't matter what you're gonna say. I just need time right now. I'm going alone tonight. I don't need nobody else but me. But I'm thinking about the way you move, the way you make me grounded. Thinking about the way you move.
Moving on to the kids' bathroom, just giving everything a fairly thorough wipe down. I actually hadn't been in here since they had left, so the whole thing needed a really good wipe down. I just had someone ask me the other day if we were working on potty training Freya anytime soon. So we actually were potty training Freya, and she was doing really well. And then we went up to Wisconsin beginning of July, all of us, and the whole trip up there, she was really good. Every time we stopped at a rest stop, she used the bathroom. She didn't have any accidents in the car. And it all went down the drain from there. So we are going to be picking it up again. But that trip just completely had her regress back to not. And she's been fighting me on the whole concept of it. But definitely going to be something coming up really soon. But all that to be said, she obviously doesn't make a huge mess in this bathroom considering she isn't potty trained quite yet.
Come on over. Forget what I said. Just come on over. I've been around. You've stayed away. Oh, I won't let it show. You gotta hold on.
I have to say this is one of my favorite DIY projects that I did. If you're new here, these cabinets used to be like mustard yellow. Not even mustard yellow. Like brown mustard yellow. I don't know. They were not pretty at all. But I really didn't want to spend the money on completely getting a custom vanity in here, especially since it is the kids' bathroom. And we have obviously spent a lot of money on the rest of the house. So I just took peel and stick wallpaper and black paint and completely redid those cabinets. Changed out, obviously, the faucets and stuff like that. And I love the way this bathroom turned out. Obviously, there's still little changes that I would have made if we completely renovated this bathroom. But I think this bathroom was like a really good show that you don't have to completely gut a space to make it work for you and your family. Because this space looks a million times better than it did when we first moved in. Actually, when we first moved in, I never used this bathroom just because I didn't like it. I didn't think it was pretty, and I just never used it. And now I actually enjoy going in here to clean it and use the bathroom, all the things. So this was one of my more budget-friendly bathroom makeovers, and I absolutely love the way it turned out. Obviously, we have some more fun decor type stuff in here because it is mainly the kids' bathroom, but it's also our guest bathroom. We have a 2-bath house, and obviously our bathroom is in our master bedroom, so guests and stuff aren't normally going into there. This toilet, though, also was a very nice thing. If you didn't know, Bobby actually got me this for Mother's Day. Yes, I know that sounds crazy, but Bobby asked me what I wanted, and I told him I wanted a toilet for the kids' bathroom that did not have the indented sides. I wanted a flush-sided toilet. If you have children, you understand these are just so much easier to clean. Definitely one of the best decisions ever made.
I don't think we got enough time to sort out all the fights, to sort out all the lies. Oh baby, yeah. There was a part of me that knew that, and still I'm caught by surprise. I thought you'd always be mine. I guess our dreams fell asleep. There's no passion in the comatose. Baby going down, 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 down. Baby going down, 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 down. Tried so hard to stay afloat. We keep.
After I was done with the kids' bathroom, I moved into the family room mainly because I knew I wanted to go into Freya's room, and I saw no point in cleaning her room till all of the toys were put in there. So quickly going around picking everything up. Freya is really, really good at helping. She does make a complete disaster mess pretty much on the daily, but she's having fun. She's a kid, and she's really, really good when I tell her it's time to clean up, cleaning everything up. So it really doesn't bother me too much how much of a mess she makes, because I know I'm not normally the one cleaning all of this up. You can see she's not out here right now. Usually she is. If you guys watch my videos, you guys know you see her all the time helping. But right here, I can't even remember what she was doing. Maybe I sent her into her room. Nope, she was just on the side. She does end up helping me, though, when it comes to bringing the stuff to her room and cleaning up her room. Now, in her room, we were dealing with cereal everywhere also. If she's ever hungry at night, that's normally my go-to snack for her, is just a small bowl of cereal. And it had obviously all spilt the night before, so I want to get everything off the floor and then come in here with the shark and then have the robot vacuum come through and do a really good cleaning that way.
We don't know us no more. We don't know us no more. We don't know us no more. No. Yeah. I guess our dreams fell asleep. There's no passion in the comatose. Baby going down, down, down. Baby going stay afloat.
I have to say though, watching all this cereal get cleaned up was very oddly satisfying to me. So I hope you enjoy as much as I was when I was editing this.
This time I know it for sure. Just thought I should let you know that you don't know. No, it's no more, no. I got so high on a hill. That's when I love you the most. No, I thought I should let you know that you don't know. No, it's no more, we don't know. No, it's no more, we don't know. No, it's no more, we don't know. No, it's no more, no, no. We don't know. No, it's no more, we don't know. No, it's no more, we don't know. No, it's no more, no, no. Yeah.
So I know I have said before that these robot vacuums are not really a deep cleaning when it comes to mopping. They are more a maintenance thing. However, I'm super excited to show you guys. I recently got the new Narwhal. Yeah, I think it's Narwhal Frio. I am obsessed with this thing. The mopping system is so much better than what these older vacuum mops had, and it works absolutely amazing. I'm going to be sharing that coming up really, really soon, but yeah, absolutely obsessed. If you have not looked into the Narwhal Frios, probably not wording that correctly, definitely look into it, especially if you don't love to mop. This is something that has been awesome. Obviously, do I think it is still like hands down the best mopping thing? No. But realistically, if you had to ask me, the only way to get your floors like really, really clean is to get on your hands and knees like our mamas used to and really scrub your floors. But let's be realistic, we don't do that on a regular basis here. We're just looking to maintain the house on most days.
What if I'm no good for you? What if you're no good for me? Yeah. What if I'm no good for you? What if you're no good for me? Yeah. What if I'm no good for you? What if you're no good for me? Yeah.
So I'm trying to get better at staying on top of cleaning these sofas because I, for a while, didn't realize that underneath them was getting as dirty as they were because I had a Velcro on them. They were pretty tight, and they were just getting bad. So I've been trying to be more regular when it comes to just taking the cushions off, giving everything a really good wipe down, and vacuuming underneath. And it's been helping tremendously to keep up with the dog hair. Drake's hair especially is like little needles. So when it gets really bad, it'll like weave itself through fabric and it just makes it almost impossible to get rid of it.
It was a Thursday night when I first saw you. Those green eyes caught me. Yeah, it was crazy. It was a Friday night when I first kissed you. You struck me like lightning. You broke my chains and released me. And days turned into nights on the couch in your apartment. No, I am not the same. Everything has changed.
So there is really good leather conditioners that you should use on your leather furniture. And I do that. I don't use it daily though. Kind of like stainless steel cleaner. I don't use stainless steel cleaner on my stainless every single day. Normally I use just a multi-purpose spray. Same with my leather. Often I am just using a multi-purpose spray to wipe it down. But then once a week, once every other week, I'll go in with a really good leather conditioner to clean it, just to make sure that the leather doesn't dry out and crack, fade in the sun, all of those things. But on this day, that's what I'm using. I'm just using a basic multi-purpose cleaner to get everything really wiped down and dust-free, dog hair-free, all the things. Even though the dogs aren't allowed on the furniture in this room, they're still around it. Bailey's so big that he doesn't even need to like jump on the furniture. If he like goes to a sitting position, he's sitting on the couch. So needless to say, there's always dog hair if the dogs are allowed on the furniture or not. I'm also not really one of those strict moms that are like, we only eat at the kitchen table. My kids will sometimes eat in this room. Bobby and I most nights eat in this room. And yeah, crumbs, things like that. It happens. Doesn't really ever bother me. So I just quickly clean it all up and move on with my day.
Every day. Yeah, every day, babe. And days turned into nights on the couch. No, I am not the same. Everything has changed. Every day, 24/7, you call my name, and I will come running. Yeah, every day, 24/7. Yeah, every day, I will come running, babe. Every day, yeah, every day.
I apologize if this video is getting really long for you guys. This was such a long day's worth of work, but I do know some of you guys always ask me for longer videos, so hopefully you guys are enjoying that. It always amazes me when I move that table what is all hiding under it, because the area for stuff to get under it is so tiny, and there's always crumbs, usually crayons and things like that underneath it. But I knew I wanted to move it, that way I could vacuum really, really well. My robot vacuum cleans pretty much daily, but it doesn't have the same suction as using an actual vacuum. So I do try and go on my rugs with my actual vacuum every single day to make sure to keep up with everything. And then I'm playing the little shimmy of cleaning supplies, because when you're cleaning the whole house, it's pretty much just moving it from one area to the next till you are completely done. But I knew I wanted to move into the dining room. The table needed to get cleaned off. The sliding glass doors needed to get cleaned off. All the things. I did have the dogs in their dog room at this time. It just makes cleaning easier when all I have to focus on is Freya and not the dogs also. And realistically, they don't care. Like, they love this room. Even when the door is open, most of the day they are in here on the furniture because they know they're allowed on the furniture in this room and they enjoy it. So they are curious about what I'm doing. And this is also why these doors are always dirty, between little sticky fingers and their noses sniffing up against these windows. They are constantly needing to be cleaned. Actually, as I sit here staring into that room, the window is absolutely filthy again.
Don't understand, you got me gone. You don't understand, you got me gone. But sometimes I might be a bit selfish when you're way too humble. Might be.
You can tell it's a good bit later in the day. Sun's starting to go down. Lights are turning on in the front yard. So I just wanted to shut all the curtains. I also had a Walmart delivery of this bedding for the birds. So I just threw it in the dog rooms for now. But I knew I had to clean out the quail cage as another thing I wanted to have done before the kids and everyone got home, as well as refresh the bedding in the duck cage. But I really wanted to end my night by giving the main living area all a really good cleaning. Bobby had left already to come back to Florida, so I knew he was going to be home anywhere between like 10 a.m. and noon the next day. So I knew realistically, everything had to be done this day because he was going to get home at a pretty decent time the next day. So, and there's just something about a freshly mopped floor that always feels really, really good. And with having 3 less humans in the house, these floors do stay cleaner longer, so that is always a good thing as well. The biggest thing is the dogs. The dogs always dirty up the floors, but yeah, just making sure everything got a really good mopping before bed. If you're new here, I would love if you would like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. Subscribing and hitting that bell is completely free, but it allows YouTube to notify you every time I post a new video. I do a ton of different cleaning videos, and I am going to be starting up my Helping Hand series again. I know in my last video I asked for your guys' help and sending me Instagram messages if you guys know anyone or if you would like the help, anything like that. Still send me those messages, but I am working with hopefully helping a couple people out. You guys have been asking for my Helping Hand series back, and it's just been a little bit more challenging with us being here in Florida, but crossing my fingers that I have a couple set up and that it's all going to work out in the end. I love those Helping Hand series, and I know you guys do as well, but I will see you guys next time. Bye!